Another week, boys, and another TWAB. This week at Bungie, the Fourth Horseman rides again. Some of you may have heard the legend of the Fourth Horseman, a weapon so powerful, spider tanks run from it in fear. Any enemy foolish enough to come within range gets ripped apart within seconds by the arc pellets launched from its 4 barrels. At the invitation of Zavala, you can get your hands on this beautiful shotgun in Destiny 2. We actually reviewed it the other day, touched up on it inside of PvE and PvP. Like many of our other returning exotics inside of Destiny 2, this one has come back with a twist. So definitely check it out, guys, when you get a chance. Also, the catalyst is available for this shotgun, and I said the other day it only comes from legendary lost sectors, but it actually comes from Seraph public events, as well as clearing any other legendary lost sector. Now moving on, an extension of your hand. With weekend 2 of Trials of Osiris on the rapid approach, we're excited to announce our first Bungie-developed Twitch extension, bridging the gap between streamer and viewer. You can now quickly glance at the current state of a streamer's perks, passage, weapons, armor, perks, mods, catalysts, and more. We're also launching the first Twitch Weekly Bounty. After each match, you'll have time to react to a clutch play or a heartbreaking loss with some Destiny-themed emotes and earn progress towards this unique bounty. Upon completion, players will be rewarded with Gilmer, XP, and trial tokens within Destiny 2. Holy hell! It's like Borderlands. So just by sitting there and watching the games and reacting to them, you'll be rewarded stuff. Hot damn, boys. All right, we're streaming tomorrow. I'm just saying. I'm about to stay up all night long. We're coming back. By the way, I haven't cut my hair in forever. We've been on quarantine. I forgot to get a haircut. Now, for more information on Destiny 2's official Twitch extension, please visit our Twitch extension support and our Twitch extension error codes article. This actually just takes you to the overlay and stuff, its overview, its setup, as well as streamer setup. Guys, I will have the link to that in the description below if you want to go check it out for yourself. This is big changes here. Bungie continues and states that they're also looking at expanding the extension to apply to more activities inside of Destiny 2. Which activities would you like to be supported in the future? What other bounties would you like to see? Sound off. I love all this. This is great. As a YouTuber, I wish we had something on here, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how that would work outside of just live streams and actually watching the games live, but yeah, this is great stuff. I love to see any type of integration like this, as it not only drives people to go to those streams, which is great for the streamer, but it benefits the viewer. So it's a win-win. Now moving on, Lightmakers and Lightbreakers. With the return of Trials of Osiris, players have a fresh opportunity to put some new accomplishments on display. You may have seen a few Guardians in the wild flaunting stat trackers with their flawless passage or the number of Guardians they've defeated. By using specific emblems granted from the flawless chest, players can earn unique stats as they complete more passages within the activity. We also introduced a way for Guardians to identify themselves as either Lightmakers or Lightbreakers. So the Lightmaker is actually the Light of the Lost emblem. It's got that white, innocent glow to it. Even gives you that white glow to your flawless armor. Whereas Lightbreakers has that red glow of evil, as this is the emblem that counts how many times you wreck other people's dreams. Bungie continues, we've seen many of you taking on these roles in the wild already and are excited to see how you climb in the stat charts. Please note, in order for the emblems to track their associated stats correctly, players must have the emblem equipped when completing the respective requirements. We'll be highlighting some of the greatest Lightmakers and Lightbreakers among you in the future articles, so get to it. Oh wow, so you actually have to have the emblem on, am I getting that right? In order for it to count? Well, that makes you have to decide, do you want to be a Lightmaker or a Lightbreaker? Moving on, Smelting Iron. Once again, Lord Saladin calls upon Guardians to test the strength of their iron. While power and enabled combat is no longer exclusive to Iron Banner, this is your 6v6 battleground. As announced earlier today, artifact power will be disabled inside of Iron Banner. Don't worry though, you'll still have the opportunity to put your pinnacle power on display. This season, Saladin is also offering a pursuit weapon as a reward for completing the Smelting Light quest. You'll be challenged to capture zones, defeat opponents with a collection of weapons on your journey to earn the points of the Stag. So this bow right here, guys, actually got delayed. It was supposed to come out last season, and everything is really focused on this bow as of now. A lot of people are saying this is going to be essentially the universal ritual weapon for Season of the Worthy. When we take a look at the bow, it is a precision frame bow. It can roll with things like Vorpal Weapon, Eye of the Storm, Archer's Tempo, no distractions. It's also present in that energy slot and deals arc damage. Kind of a weird one, right? No distractions. Seems like a weird trait. Maybe if you rock it alongside maybe Oathkeeper. But even then, most people use bows very peak oriented, going in and out of cover. So proccing something like no distractions interactions, especially considering that you introduce some inaccuracies due to your bowstring having a time duration there. I think I would rather just go the route of Archer's Tempo and probably Eye of the Storm. And depending on whether or not there's a super in front of me, maybe in between rounds or maybe mid-game, you know, swapping off the Vorpal. Interesting bow. Is this a good enough weapon to become a seasonal norm for us as a single ritual weapon? I don't think so. I think that's a bunch of bull. Just my opinion, fellas. But this ain't it. Although we are liable to get the bow next week, and it might be the best thing we have ever played with. Now, Bungie continues. The Iron Remembrance armor set also makes their return up to Armor 2.0 standards. You'll have the opportunity to earn some pinnacle power awards by completing weekly bounties. Additionally, Iron Banner armor pieces have chances for higher stat rolls from bounties, vendor packages, and post-game drops. Fellas, I will say this, raids in general are dropping much better stat distribution armor pieces, and if Iron Banner is going to be similar to that, considering that it is pinnacle gear, I would imagine that the stat distribution next week, on average, should be 60 plus on these gear pieces, or at least I would hope. Now moving on, Bungie Foundation update. Over the last few months, we've had a few initiatives from the Bungie Foundation to help those in need. This week, we'd like to share some insight on our efforts to help during the COVID-19 pandemic and provide an update on Guardians for Australia. So from the Foundation, with so much going on around the world right now, we know it can be anxiety-provoking, confusing, and stressful. Because of that, it is more important than ever to lift each other up and put the well-being of others, especially those who are in need, before ourselves. It has been encouraging to see communities join together in solidarity to keep themselves and others safe and healthy. As a company located in the epicenter of the U.S. outbreak here in Washington State, we believe it is important to help our local community through the crisis. Bungie is grateful to partner with the Boys and Girls Club of Bellevue, which is doing a life-saving work for our local families. While all local schools remain closed through the end of April, the BGCB is committed to keeping as many of their facilities open as possible to care for children, so that parents who must continue to go to work are able to do so. In addition, they are feeding and providing necessary supplies for families in a crisis. Bungie is providing $160,000 in grants that will enable BGCB to operate 4 sites across Bellevue region through the end of April. In order to care for our community's most vulnerable low-income and homeless families, this care will allow more families to continue earning income and paying their rent while keeping their families fed and healthy, and will keep to minimize long-term repercussions from the crisis. While many of us live in areas that have been encouraged to practice social distancing, there are always ways to help your fellow neighbor, so here are a few things to consider. Support your local small business. For example, if your gym is closed, consider retaining your membership. Support family-owned restaurants by ordering takeout. Support your nonprofits. Support families in your community and donate blood. Stay safe, stay positive, and love your neighbor. We're all in this together. Yeah, guys, I know everybody's like struggling, some more than others right now in this situation. I'm blessed to be able to do what I do from home, which is why I've taken it upon myself to eat out an ass load over the past few weeks. Pretty sure I done gained like 20 pounds, man. But for real though, be safe, guys. I know social distancing is not that fun, but we're gamers, man. Now might be the time to platinum that game, right? The Bungie also continues. The Bungie Foundation is proud to announce its Guardians for Australia t-shirt campaign has raised $1 million. Holy hell. To support those impacted by the Australian bushfires. Since launching on January the 14th, over 75,000 shirts were sold and are now on their way to support of Guardians worldwide. No lie, guys, it's actually a sexy shirt. Just got mine in like last week. Big shout out to my Australians, man. Hope things are going well over there. Hope the fires have cooled down. 2020's been crazy, dude. Viruses, fires, Kobe died. Damn! Now moving on. Get that door open, Zavala. During last week, Destiny player support has been attacked by bugs from all angles, crashes, Gambit error codes, and more. It wouldn't be a new season without a few speed bumps, now would it? This is their report. A flawless season. Since the launch of Season of Worthy, we have received questions regarding the flawless title for Trials of Osiris. The flawless title can be earned in Season of the Worthy as well as future seasons. Oh wow, okay. All triumphs must be completed within a single season, and if a player has completed some triumphs but not all of them at the end of Season of the Worthy, they must earn those triumphs again next season. Oh well, you might as well just do them all now. Either way it goes, that's good, because I know there was a lot of people stressed about getting flawless. We're probably gonna make a flawless guide this weekend. I know we made a trials guide last weekend, but we'll probably make a real guide, like a real guide. You want to go flawless, man. You follow these steps. You put on this gear and these weapons. You crouch in this corner, man. The chances of you going flawless are exponentially higher. We'll see though. I don't know if I'm gonna make that video. I can only handle so many invisible hunters, right? Now moving on, we have some known issues here. Things like ornaments on some of our exotics are not appearing on the year 1 version of the armor. Raju's harness, am I saying that right? This one actually got disabled. I wasn't able to review it before it got disabled, but it essentially allowed us for infinite whirlwind guard. You can imagine how much they can break the game. They're also investigating an increase in anteater, beetle, and beaver errors. Look, they need to. Bungie, you guys have got to look into that. More people got kicked to orbit this past weekend in trials by just error codes from Bungie than just flat out DDoSing. I hope you heard that correctly. More people lost their flawless run due to error codes than from cheaters. That's how bad it was. Thank God for mercy, right? That one passage is what saved a number of our runs, just because it shielded you from random error codes. And there's also some other issues going on with the EDZ bunker, as well as some issues with the Warden servitor not counting as a fallen boss, and a number of crash issues affecting the 6 people still playing Gambit. Don't worry, fellas, it will be fixed at some point. Now, before I let you guys go, today Hotfix 2.8.01 launch. Essentially, artifact power will be disabled for Trials of Osiris and Iron Banner. I know I said Iron Banner earlier, but just know starting this weekend, artifact power will not give you any type of benefits going into trials, as well as the missing hidden triumph for the Almighty Seal can now be seen. So guys, prepare yourselves this weekend. I'm actually curious how it's gonna go, because last weekend you were running into raid bosses, people well over 1,000 light, doing crazy stuff, dude. There was one game we played where I think Jay was like 2-tapping them with Duke or something. It was something crazy like that, which is why artifact power there is being disabled. Now granted, your regular pinnacle power is still gonna matter. So whatever your pinnacle gear is at, it's still power and enable, and it's still gonna be a benefit both in Trials of Osiris and in Sign of Iron Banner. So guys, that is your TWAB today. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.